Welcome back to another declutter. Today's declutter is going to be my face palettes. I have a lot of face palettes, as you can see. They pretty much all fit in one drawer, but they are overflowing and I'm trying to downsize, so we definitely have some work to do here. I'm definitely going to do some downsizing and decluttering. I feel like realistically, if I could get rid of a third of these palettes, that would be a huge success. So we'll see how this goes. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy. And let's go ahead and get started. First things first, I have a few palettes that I will definitely be keeping. We have the Laura Lee Los Angeles Blush Aesthetic palette. I love this palette. It is staying. I also have my Lunar Beauty face palettes. We have the Nude Prism Blush palette. This one is going to stay. And I have the Moon Prism Blush palette. I actually prefer this one over the Nude Prism, but they are both stunning palettes. And then we have the new one. This one is actually Laura Lee and Lunar Beauty collaborating. They created the Full Fantasy Blush palette. This has 4 blushes, 2 highlighters. This is very new. I just got this week and I will absolutely be keeping it. While we're on the topic of Laura Lee Los Angeles and Lunar Beauty, we'll go ahead and finish things out. We have the Outer Dimension palette from Lunar Beauty. This is something that I will be keeping. And then we have the Glazed palette from Laura Lee Los Angeles, which is another that I will definitely be keeping. And that's about it as far as what I'm allowed to keep. Just kidding, but I do truly need to get rid of some. So let me look and just grab a few that I know that I can get rid of. First, we have this one from Jacqueline Cosmetics. This is absolutely beautiful. This was part of her holiday collection a few years ago. We have 2 highlighters and a blush. I just never reached for this and it was limited edition. It is no longer available. This was the Winter Sun palette. I'm gonna go ahead and declutter it because I don't need it. Another one that I'm gonna declutter is this one. This is the Highlight and Contour palette from Profusion. I really would love to try this at some point, but I've had this for a long time. It's still sealed. There's no reason that I should have had this for this long and not use it. So this one I am going to also declutter. It's probably great. I've heard great things. It's a really good price point, but I truly just don't need it. I have several Ofra palettes. I have some of these midi palettes. I actually think I have yes, I have a duplicate of Light. I wasn't sure what happened. I knew that I had Light, but then I couldn't find it. I ended up purchasing it, but now I have 2 of them. So I don't need 2, so I'm just gonna keep 1. They both look like they're used about the same amount. So I'm just gonna go ahead and keep 1 and declutter 1. I also have Medium and Deep, which are also beautiful, but I truly don't need to keep one of every shade. So I'm gonna keep Light because that's what's gonna work best for me. And then I'm going to declutter Medium and Deep. I also have the Island Time palette, which is so pretty. I love the blush in this palette. I have this one, which is the All Glowed Up palette. This has Beverly Hills, Star Island, Blissful, and Rodeo Drive. I'm pretty sure I have singles of all of these, so I am gonna declutter this palette. I've also had that one since I lived at my parents' house. I know it's really old. So we have this one, and then I have 2 of these blush palettes. We have the Blushful and then the Glam with Susan blush palette. So we have this one, which looks like it has a few repeats. So that is something to keep in mind. And then I have the Blushful one here. I think I would rather keep these 2. So I'll keep the Glam with Susan and the Blushful palette, and I will declutter the Island Time palette because there are definitely some duplicates there. Next I have this one from Pixie. This is the Honey Nectar palette. This is so beautiful, but truly I just don't need this. I think the formula is great. I feel like I had some trouble with the bronzer, but other than that I think it's stunning. I just don't need another palette, so this one I'm going to declutter. I have a few Jaclyn ones. So I have these, which were from her holiday collection. We have the Flare and we have the Flash. So I actually ended up decluttering all of the singles of these except for Iced. So because of that, I don't really think I need the palettes. So I'm gonna actually declutter both of these, which I know is shocking, and I never thought that the day would come, but I don't need these. I need to make space for a baby, so we don't need those. They're gonna go. We have Rouge Romance. What happened to the, did I not? I thought I had two, but I don't know. This is Rouge Affair. What happened to Rouge Romance? The peachy one. I don't know. But this is really pretty. I think I want to keep that one. And then we have these blush and bronzer duos, which I have 3 of, but I don't need 3. I just need 1. So we're going to keep this one, which is Pink Me Up and Oh Honey. And then I will declutter these 2 because they look very similar. We have Warm Flush and Golden Goddess, as well as Sunkissed and Bronze Moment. Next we have the Patrick Ta Major Headlines Blush Palette. This is super bright and beautiful and very different from everything else that I have, so I'm tempted to keep that one. Then I have these palettes from Charlotte Tilbury, which I really need to use these more. I've had them for a really long time, but I want to use these more, so we're gonna put those in the keep pile. I have this Natasha Denona My Dream Cheek Trio. I'm gonna declutter this. I have not reached for this since like a few weeks after I got it, and there's 2 cream products in here. It's just not really my thing, so that one I'm gonna declutter. I have another Charlotte Tilbury palette. This one I'm gonna keep. This is the Bar of Gold palette. I need to use this more. I get like so lost in how much makeup I have that so much slips through the cracks, which is what I don't want to continue to happen. Next we have the Light Glow Obsessions from Huda Beauty. I have gone back and forth on this, but I just don't need it, so that one's gonna go. We've got the Earth Angel. This is so beautiful, from Benefit. This one I am tempted to keep, so I'm going to put it in the keep pile. We're going to re-go through my keep pile though, just to kind of make sure I made all the right decisions. I have a few palettes here from Hourglass. This is always so difficult for me because I love Hourglass products. And then I have this one from Pat McGrath. I just never use this Pat McGrath palette, honestly, so I think I'm going to declutter it. Who would have thought that I would be decluttering Pat McGrath? Not me. For these, I think for now these are all gonna stay. I would rather have them in palette form than single form, so that's kind of where my brain is going. So we're gonna keep all of these. So let me open up all of the palettes that I said I was gonna keep, so that we can kind of get a good, perspective of things, and then I can hopefully get rid of a few more. So I know you can't see all of the palettes open, but I can. So for the record, and for the sake of numbers, based on my first like go through, I decluttered 15 face palettes, and let's count how many I kept. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So honestly, we're close to half, which is already better than I thought, but I think we can do a little bit better. So let me see here. Is there anything that screams out to me that I don't really need? Honestly, this Benefit palette is just not, I don't know what it is. It's just not like, it's not inspiring me. I feel like there's so many other face palettes that I would go to over this one, so I think we're gonna let that one go. I feel like there's a lot of similarities between these 2 palettes, the Patrick Ta and the Jaclyn Cosmetics. I like that there's more in the Jaclyn Cosmetics as far as shades go. The Patrick Ta is 3 cream, 3 powder. So I'm looking at these two and I feel like I would use this one right here more than this one. Like there's more shades in this palette than I would use in this palette. So I think I'm gonna declutter the Blushful palette and I will keep the Glam with Susan palette. Just because I feel like I don't need both of those. I already have so much blush like sitting in front of me here. I know that I'm gonna keep my Lunar Beauty and my Laura Lee Los Angeles palettes. That's not a question. I think that's all that I want to do for right now. So that puts us at 17 palettes decluttered, and then 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17 palettes kept. Is that 50-50? I think so. If not, it's 9:30 p.m. and I have filmed 4 videos today, so my brain is a little bit mushy. But I think I'm keeping 50% and decluttering 50%. There's still a lot of overlap here. I can admit that. This shade right here looks just like this shade right here. There's like a couple in here that look kind of like a couple in here. These two are looking kind of similar. But for now, I think this is good. These will definitely all fit in one drawer, which makes me very happy. And when I look at all of these palettes, I feel very happy, which again is a very good thing. I feel inspired. I feel excited to use face palettes. I tend to not really reach for a ton of face palettes because I just have so much makeup, but I'm happy with this. So 50% gone feels really good. I know for sure that this will all fit, which again feels really good. And yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. I have lips to do, I have eyebrows, mascaras, eyeliners, I have eyeshadow palettes, single shadows, still quite a few categories to go through, so make sure you stick around for those. I love you so much. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.